leaving this place behind now. So we are off. We just hoisted anchor and it's really quiet, so hopefully there is a little bit of breeze outside so we can do some sailing today. We're now passing through the cut between Heronsholmen and the mainland. It's not very wide, as you can see. I guess it's about 25-30 meters across. So yeah, that's what's behind us. See, we are, there is depth. It's not great depth, but it's enough to get through. So yeah, leaving this place behind now. So it is rather nice. So we are heading in this direction. We're going to pass Jondal and further out the fjord. So that is the plan for today. We'll see what happens. But it seems to be a little bit of wind out there, so I'm gonna make the most of it. We've been sailing for a bit. It's been going well. We have had good luck with the wind and the tacks, and we just managed to eke our way past this point back here. It's Jonaneset. And now we are tackling a ferry. And luckily we just managed to pass its course before it left the dock, so now it's on its way over the fjord from Jondal, which is over here, to Tervikbygd. So we are heading in this direction to make a tack and try to head on out the fjord here as best we can. If we could do that in one tack, that would be great. So there is a little bit of wind, more than forecasted, so we don't know how long it's gonna last. That depends on the sun and a lot of stuff. So there is a bit of things to consider in here, but it looks like a good sail today. It's a bit cold, it really is, even though it's sunny outside and it's around 8 or 9 degrees Celsius. It is rather cold in the wind, so I've put on a good suit to keep warm and trying to make the most of it. But yeah, it is a bit cold, but it is Easter. It is early in the, well, it's before the season in Norway, actually, in these parts of Norway anyway. So yeah, but it's nice. So usually there is a different ferry going here. So this is an old version with a diesel engine, but the one that is trafficking this route is now an electric ferry. It of course has a diesel engine as a backup, but yeah, I guess that's on service or getting a bottom paint or something. It's rather new. So we've done a few tacks. This narrow stretch of water it was really tricky. It was very little wind here. Just had to let this freighter pass us, so we had to stall our tack a little bit. So we sailed a bit far into this space to spend the time we had to wait until he passed us. And yeah, that's okay. That's the way it is. There's a cozy little place on this tip of the mainland here. This is the fjord part that we crossed where Jondal is located. Balsnes, Torsnes, and you can go along the shore side all the way around here, and you get to this place which is called Kystnesstrand. And on the other side of the fjord we have Strandebarm and Oma and different places located along this side here. And we are going closer to that side today because of the wind direction. So it's rather a lot of space here, so you can do some sailing. That's it for now. I'll give you an update later on when we pass Bavaria, I guess. Otherwise it's just this open stretch of water. There's not really much happening there, so I'm just trying to make the most of the sailing. We came from this big waterfall over here and we coasted across the fjord, and we followed the coastline on this side, and now we're gonna go between these islands and this fish farm which is here. And when we pass the fish farm we're gonna go a bit further, and then we're gonna cross over and head out this opening. So that is the plan at the moment. So we're just gliding slowly through here. It's fabulous. See this green marker over here? There's a shallow bit there. It's about 1.5 meters of depth. So, but that we are well clear of it, so it's no problem. But it is a rather pretty place. I think this is Strandebarm, the place in this bay, far in here. Cute little place. There's a lot of this kelp and so on that's floating around in the fjord where two currents meet and so on. That's okay, it's no big things. We have passed a few tree chunks, and actually a whole tree once. That was yesterday, but we're easy to see, calm waters, so it's no big problem. Yeah, there's not much to say. Weather is nice. We're gonna continue sailing for about 2 or 3 hours more, and then we're gonna put the engine on and get to anchorage. The reason for putting the engine on is, of course, mostly to put more power into the batteries, so we have enough electricity to get through the night with the heaters and so on. So yeah, that is the trade-off. But we'll sail as long as we can, and we need to start making power to get to the anchorage. With fully charged batteries we will. So yeah, that's the plan. Lazy sailing. nothing else. So it's been a while. Been really light winds, and we got some wind, and we are trying to make this pass of this nib sticking out here at Kystnes called the Hammaren, but we had to realize we couldn't make it, so we tacked, and half a minute after we tacked, all wind disappeared again. Then we should have had good wind to make this tack, but it just disappeared. We struggled, and the wind was really fluky and fickle, and all of a sudden we got a really good push of wind from nowhere, and that is of course the sun that is starting to set now, and that gives us a bit of wind. So that was working against the prevailing winds today, and all of a sudden it overcame it, and we had some really interesting minutes here a little bit ago, doing 7 knots. Not the right perfect angle of the wind, but yeah, I figured it was just a matter of minutes before the burst of wind was gone, so I just let it. The sails were not flapping and so on, so I figured I could use it the way it was and just let it blow past me. So now we're doing about 4.5 knots and coasting towards our anchorage for the night. So I'll let you have a look around. Here is Kystnes strand, and we are panning around to where this lighthouse is. It's Hammaren, that's beyond here and this area, and we are going across the fjord in this direction. So we are planning on anchoring between some islands on the other side here. So, and this island, big island here, is Varaldsøy, and I guess Mundheim or something is on the other side there. So that's the update. We finally got some wind, and now we're going to utilize it the best we can. When it dies off, I guess it will, when we get behind the Varaldsøy, then we will just start the motor, because we need to charge the batteries a bit now. So that is what's coming up for us. So I'll give you an update when we have reached the anchorage, see if that's any good. It's not a marked anchorage, so but it should be good. I've seen boats anchored there before, and I think it's going to be okay. So we have to be a bit careful going in. We have to round the islands and go in from the backside of the sound on the backside. And if that doesn't work, we'll just motor on to a Marina on the mainland, so that's no problem either. But of course I'd like to stay at the anchorage. So I'll focus on the sailing, because we get to Varaldsøy now. There might be a bit of wind change coming up, so we have to be prepared. Well, last night the plan was to anchor between 2 small islands outside of Rosendal, and yeah, we had some really good sailing conditions, so we stayed out sailing for perhaps a bit too long, or we were a bit too patient, so we got there rather late, and my depth sounder doesn't work, so, and the charge doesn't say the exact depth in the inlet into this small anchoring space, so I just wasn't comfortable taking the boat in there. So we had the plan B, was going to the Marina in Rosendal. That was a good plan, obviously, because that obviously was everybody's plan, because it was stuffed in there. So yeah, there was no space available, so we had to come up with a plan C, and we looked at some other anchorages and so on, because we really would like to anchor, but yeah, I found one at Bavaria. I was unsure, I hadn't been there before, and it was dark now, so I wasn't comfortable putting the boat in there, and there was a bit of wind, so yeah, so we decided to go all the way back in the fjord to Strandebom, and that's where we are now, and I'll let you have a look around and let you have a look at Strandebom, because we're going for a walk. There's wind today, good wind actually, but it's very gusty, so, and we were planning to staying just today and enjoying and doing some boat maintenance and some stuff, so I don't think I'm gonna go out today. Tomorrow we'll start heading back in the fjord, so yeah, that's the plan. We'll see what happens. So this is some mooring buoys outside that you can tie on stern to this pontoon, and that's probably okay, but I didn't know about them, so I almost ran into them when I got in there last night around midnight. And yeah, this is the Marina. It's rather big. They have room for about 40 guest boats, so that is all good. And of course here is the boat moored on the inside of this pontoon, and yeah, paid 250 kronas for staying the night. Luckily we arrived just after midnight, so we actually paid for one night, and that will be the coming night, so we're gonna stay here and make the most of it. There is water and there is power on the dock, so it's good. I'm gonna fill up my water tank again and yeah, hose down the boat a little and do the important stuff. So I'll go for a walk, and I'll let you have a few glimpses of Strandebom. I guess I would recommend this marina. This is a really nice place. It's well made, it's rather new, everything is in good condition, and look at this, it's beautiful. Really made an effort here to make this a cozy place. I'll just walk slowly up here. It says in the brochure that inside of this little hut here they put in firewood and stuff, and you can gather in here and light up a fire, and everything is good. They put up these recycling bins and so on, where you can get rid of your trash. That's also good. It's a big plus in my book. By the marina they made this like little place that you can walk along the shore side, and they built in stairs in the terrain, so you can get from one level to the next, and benches close to the fjord, and so on, so you can sit here and enjoy the view. So here is the view from one of the benches that you can sit and watch the boat traffic go by, enjoy the nice weather on a beautiful day. It's not that nice when it's raining, I guess, but yeah, they've made an effort here. I'll take you around this this little it's like a park they've made, and they are still expanding it. They are putting down new like trails you can walk on and so on, so yeah, it's rather good. This is really amazing. Really happy I found this place. It's a bit dark now, but I guess they've even bothered to make a little pond for the kids to play in, and they've even created these small like docks where the kids can play with boats and so on. So this is a whole new marina just for the kids to play with. If the weather isn't too bad outside, because I guess you get breakers coming over here. So yeah, but it's really cool. It's really shallow. It's just yeah, I don't know, 20 centimeters of water or thereabouts, perhaps a bit more in some spots, but it is really nice to see that they've taken care of these kind of things, because if you're traveling with kids, I guess this is a rather big selling point, don't you think? And here is another place you can sit and make a fire and put some coal on this grill, and you can have a meal outside. So this is it's rather well thought out, I think. So I guess in this building there is a kiosk or a small cafeteria or something in the summertime. That's of course closed now due to COVID and so on, and it's also off season, so I don't think they would open it in the Easter holidays. But yeah, it's really nice, well maintained. Everything looks in good condition and clean and nice. And toilets are clean, and yeah. So it's all good. We just came from the little beach. It's a pebble beach, not really pretty, but it's for kids to take a swim. They will swim in anything. And also here is a man-made little sandy beach and some resting area, so it's rather good. Some concrete art, or yeah, it's nice.